always remember the no paragraphs where you call are about the lecture, unless the speaker says otherwise. So please turn off your cell phones and order moving and silent moving. And now, please welcome Dr. Orkhan.
Hello, everybody. Hola. I would like to express my deepest gratitude to the Executive Committee of WFO for inviting me to this wonderful city, wonderful conference, and also to the chair of the 10th IOC, to the Flavia Artese. Thank you very much. So during these 3 days, we've seen a lot of presentations, and personally myself, I'm a clinician, first of all. Personally myself, I saw a lot of scientific lectures, but despite the fact we work in the scientific area anyway, mostly for me, for myself, it's very interesting. It's clinical cases. So my today's lecture, my today's topic will be focused and devoted to the clinical part of the orthodontics, let's say, and therefore, so focus, and the name of my lecture is Tips and Tricks. So I hope any single of you, if any single of you will take home at least one idea, it would be a very successful lecture. So a couple words about myself. I come from Azerbaijan. It's the country in Middle East. Between Turkey and Russia. So I work as associate professor in the University of Asati, and we are at postgraduate system program. Also, I am an ambassador of AAO in Azerbaijan, and did my PhD in 2014. And also, I'm founder of Ortho1 Clinic, which serves as the base for the residents of our university. Of course, I declare that I have no financial interest related to this lecture, and no conflicts of interest here. So this lecture will highlight several topics like clinical strategies for impacted teeth, diagnostic tips, key biomechanical approaches in ortho management, step-by-step tricks in complex cases, and long-term stability considerations. So right away, I'm going to the cases. I don't want to waste time. We have 7 cases to speak about. So the first case is the girl, 16 years old. As you can see here, she has impacted two impacted upper canines. She's class 2, full class 2 deep bite case. And as we can see here on the panorex, we have like 2 impacted canines. One trick: if we have tooth in the angle less than 45 degrees, we will be able to move it outside like with more than 85%. So as we can start, we can see that these teeth are situated in the mouth in this way. So first of all, we have to expand the jaws to be able to gain some space, of course. And in the mouth, later on, after expansion and after gaining space in the area of those cuspids, we will be able to use some special springs, which we call Kilroy springs. And probably most of you know this spring. And I fabricated myself from the stainless steel round wire. And it works like this. The biomechanics here is the most important part here. When we try to take out the canines, pull it, first of all, we have to pull them out from the palate. Why? Because if we'll want some eyelet on top of the canine and move it directly to the dentition, what will happen? We will torque tooth, and we'll torque it so much so we'll not be able to detorque it later on. So first of all, we bring them vertically down like this, and then after we bring them like this, then we will be able to move them into the dentition, like we can see here. So we remove hyrax. Later on, we go and continue with eyelets. And here is another trick. So another trick is here, as you can see, the brackets are different, and these ones are metal. But this metal brackets has a very small in-out. And because of the small in-out, the wire will help you offset those teeth. So it will just work like a small kind of offset. Then we just remove the appliance and every single tool inside the mouse. So, and this is the smile and the profile of the patient after the treatment. As you can see later on, there's the occlusion. And for me, is most important part is the smile of the patient, because patients come to our clinics, they search for beautiful smiles. First of all, they don't say that we have crowding and I'm class 2, please treat me. No, they say I have crooked teeth and I have very bad smile. Do something, doctor. So after remove all teeth in the space, so as you can see, she were like even she had some asymmetry due to the mandible shift a little bit. So, and this is the after the treatment. Another patient, this is a very interesting case. We have like canine, which is impacted on the mandible and situated right between the roots of these teeth. By that time, it was like 2000, I don't know, 10 or something like that. We didn't do so much 3Ds, and therefore, we started this treatment without any kind of 3D at that time. So first of all, again, we have to create some space. And after we create space, we use the hook, as you can see. So we expose the tooth. By the way, my surgeon is here taking the video. And we did it together. And as you can see, we put eyelet with golden chain and here crimpable hook. So crimpable hook to be able to avoid the roots of these teeth and move them a little bit transversally first, and only after we extrude that tooth. So like this. Here another trick. So for example, here I just pull it a little bit up. So instead of moving this way, we're going this way as a resultant force. And then we bring the tooth into the mouth. A patient prior to treatment was warned by me. I told him that he would have this at the end. And why? Because in the mandible, it's very hard to move that tooth. And the patient, first of all, wanted to extract it. So I said, let's start and let's try to do it. But later on, you can do periosurgery and just cover it. But patient was so much happy, so he just avoided everything and said, I'm very happy, I'm okay, I don't need anything else. Just thank you so much. So it was like the final result like this. Next patient. She had a very interesting case. She's a very interesting case. So she's like 4 bicuspid impaction, and 3 of them were like easy, but 1 is again it's very interesting. So what we basically did, we removed the provisional crowns, I mean the crowns, and then we started to expose it and bring them to the wire. But in tooth number 13 had a problem. Which kind of problem? So it interfered with the bicuspid over here. So because it interfered, I had, before pulling them vertically down using some kind of ballista or Kilroy, I had to move it somehow to the side. So I just fantasized, like used my creativity and just put, I thought, well, what should we do with that tooth? I thought, okay, I asked the patient, will you be ready for 2 weeks, like very hard lifetime? And she said, yeah, I'm fine with it. So I put some small tat over here. I took my power chain, and because it's very sharp, I put it inside the, as you can see, inside the tube, and just attach it this way. First of all, I wanted that tooth to come like transversely, palatally. And then I moved the tat here and continue traction this way. This is ballista types of spring. Now we can already move it vertically down. So next, and she is still in the treatment. So this tooth is already in the place, and 13 is coming. So, and this is the same patient, lower traction. So out of 4, 3 out of 4 are already done. We're still working. And this is the X-rays before and in the process. Another patient. This is a small girl, like 12 years old. This is the before. She had deciduous teeth in the mouth, and what we basically did, of course, we had to remove them. And here I just put this patient to the slide because I used double wire technique here, and this way, this wire will work as a open coil spring. So it will just expand the space for itself and to be able to move the canine into the spot. And this way we moved it. Another trick here, very important. I saw many orthodontists put this just above the bracket in this view. So very, very important to put the wire, very thin wire. You can take thin wire, but put it inside the bracket and tie it very, very tightly, okay? So when you do it, it will like move in 10 days or something. 10 days with the same wire. And the end. So the same patient from lateral view. And we continue, and brought them to space, and this is the final result. And for our patients, it's very, very important to take the artistic photographs and before and after. I mean, after. Of course, we remove those wisdoms later on. Next patient. Next patient is very, very tricky patient. So this girl had a lot of problems. First of all, very narrow maxilla. And we had no space for 4 teeth, upper, second bicuspids, upper canines, 1 impaction, second, third, wisdoms of course has to be removed. So what we did, here she had a problem because these didn't worry her so much, but this guy, she asked me how you would take this out. And by that time, it was 2012 or so, I was thinking about what should I do here? So of course I have to expand upper jaw. I have to distalize upper jaw, upper dentition. And also, after that, I have to like some negative moment, to create some negative moment, to be able to open and put the space for these two tools. And extract, of course, wisdom and think what we do as anchorage here. And by that time, I didn't know Patricia Vergara. And because of that, she has a very nice micro implant in the Ramos area. And so I didn't even imagine that we can put some micro implant over here or over here. By that time, I even didn't put TADs myself. So I asked surgeon to put 1 implant over here, but she refused it completely. So I had to imagine something. So imagine and use like creativity to do something. So I thought, what should we do? Let's expand her. And I asked my technician to create this type of appliance. So this is the same Hyrex, but I asked him to make some power arm over there with some kind of trap like this at the end. And that trap helped me to, then what I did, I extracted that tooth, put some eyelet with chain on top of this, and then at the end, I put some power thread as a band, and it was looking like this, exactly like this. So, and this is the traction. The most important part here is patient cooperation. If the patient cooperates well, it will work. So I asked her to make like exercises 3 times a day, open and close her mouth 60 times. So she were doing it excellently. So for the next stage, you can see that her second molar already uprighted a little bit. And if we continue the same dentition, we can see what happens next. And in the mouth, it looks like this. Of course, we used some kind of another tricks here to use uprighting springs that doctors shown right before me. And this is the uprighting spring, but another design. And finally, we were able to put that tooth into the mouth. So 6th patient, this is very interesting patient, very, very interesting patient, because this patient had follicular cyst in the mouth. And when you just check this part, please. So this follicular cyst was so big, so we had to extract it with the surgeon. And a lot of teeth were inside. So at the time of operation, what we basically did, this is the cyst. So we opened it, we removed it completely, and we saw the teeth there. So at the same time, we had to bond some eyelets with chains, and then to pull them down, because we have no other chance to deal with these teeth. Otherwise, we had to extract them and do some bony operations, all the stuff. So what we did here, it was like the before, Panorax, And then the traction, as you can see here, 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 next, 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 and finally like this. So, and if we want to see the occlusal view, it comes like this, one by one. And again, as you can see, the Kilroy spring to be able to move them vertically, another 2 wires. And finally, of course, this is not like perfect smile for perfect difference, but for this kid, with this type of cyst, it was like very successful result. And this is before and after. And the final patient, this is my most lovely patient. Why? Because he has impaction of 11. So these patients, class 3 and 11, the central incisor, upper right central incisor is looking right under the nose of the patient. You will see it on the 3D later on. This is 11, this is 12. So if we check 3D, we see that the tooth situated right under the nose cavity, nasal cavity. So what to do in this case? For this patient, I warned him that he's gonna need 2 operations. First operation, to be able to bring that tooth down, we have to make some kind of incision there, open it operational way, and then bring it down a little bit. And only after we can bond another button or another eyelet, and to be able to remove it down. So let's see what happens. So first of all, of course, we try to expand, and again I fantasized and asked my technician to make some kind of, again, power arms to be able to move teeth out of the way of my central incisor. And here, this is after the expansion, and what we can see here, the patient at this stage, we are able to make like operation, and we did it. So what we basically did, you will see. So we made an incision and bonded button right under to the lingual side, let's say to the lingual part of the tooth. And it was like this after first operation. As you can see, this is the ligature. And another trick for you. Here, we have very big interbrachial distance, so wire is very elastic. And even though it is the stainless steel wire. So this is very elastic, and you can use that elasticity for your goods. So how you should do it, just take your ligature, close it, and then press on top of the wire, and just close it completely. Because if you will not do this, you have chance to debond the button that is inside. And this is very, very bad thing. So what we do usually here, this is the biomechanics of the process. We open everything, then we bring lateral incisor to the place, and then we bond the button, use power chain or elastic or the metal, it doesn't matter, and tooth is coming a little bit down. And this is the biomechanics, the center of resistance, and this is the tooth. But because the button is very close to center of resistance, we weren't able to rotate it. So what we did, we just moved it down, and then we did second operation. During the second operation, you can see we bonded our second eyelet, where we bonded it on the surface, and it was maximum far from the center of resistance. And because it was far from center of resistance, we were able to rotate it down. And this is the patient after. So what we did is this way, and we were able to bring it down. And let's continue. Okay, the next, you can see we already brought this tooth down, and now at some point I was doing my PITS master course, and after that I was just rebonded everything, as you will see, because it was like the old style treatment, and then after that I rebonded everything using PITS philosophy, and you can see, so I want to create some smile arc over here. And this is the patient during that time. Use class 2 elastics, rainbow. We're able to bring the patient to the class 1 finally. And this is the final biomechanics. So what we did, some open coil springs, we opened some space over here, and then used class 2 elastics and class 2 rainbow. And from the lateral view, it looks like this. This force is divided by these two forces. They are all adding to, consecutive forces adding to each other, and we have this kind of movement. So class 2 treatment rotates occlusal plane, and it's what I need here. So at the end, I got this kind of result with the same patient. And I just want to add that this is the ending treatment. So I just wanted to say that we are not, I truly believe that we must deliver the maximum individualized treatment to our patient. And to do this, I think we go maximum far beyond the medicine, and we just don't really move the teeth. We change patients' realities, their lifestyles. And because, orthodontists are not just orthodontists. We change, let's say, science into art, and every smile into a masterpiece. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Orkhan, for the introduction. Sharon over. Thanks to all for coming. It seems a little bit for you.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful purpose. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Супер.
Спасибо большое. Боже, как время быстро пролетело. Фарид Сахла.